Rebound to Mix and the Bruins. Mix wants to run, leads it ahead for Carter on the far sideline, stops on the wing. Trying to get it inside for Ingram, couldn't get it there. Instead reverse the ball for Bishop to the free throw line for Ingram. Ingram, a little pull-up jumper again, blocked inside by Stewart, who's got a couple of blocks in the early going. And the rebound taken away by Durham. Into the corner, thrown away, and the loose ball taken away by Bishop. Bishop and the Bruins trying to run. Lead ahead pass for Carter. Made a nice catch. Tried to spin it off the window. A little bit too soft, though. Loose ball scrambled for. Carter's got it. Left-hand layup is good. First basket for the Bruins comes a little bit more than 2 minutes into the game. Ties the game at 2 with 17:47 to play in this opening half. And now Boyd to walk it across the timeline. Zone defense on this trip for the Bruins, as Boyd, right in the middle of the floor, is going to launch a long three and knock it down. Ernest Boyd is kind of just left alone out there and decided to fire away and knocked it down from straight away. 5-2 in favor of the Cardinals in the early going with 17:20 to play in the first half. Ingram with the jumper right from the free throw line, rattles it in. So the first two baskets for the Bruins belong to the two seniors. Hewlett with the basketball to the near side for Boyd. Boyd to the top again for Hewlett. Hewlett lost the basketball for a moment, able to recover it right at the free throw line. Drops it off on the baseline in the corner for Stewart. Now Stewart will come back to the top with 8 on the shot clock. Trying to drive it inside hard at the rim is Durham, who goes with the reverse layup. Couldn't get anything to go, though, and the rebound taken away by the Bruins. Carter with the lead ahead onto the baseline for Glenn. Up top for Bishop. Fires the long two-point jumper, halfway down and out. And the rebound taken away by Stewart and the Cardinals. Still 5-4 in favor of the Cardinals, as driving it hard at the rim is Stewart. A blocking foul right at the free throw line as he tried to go with the little hop step. And the blocking foul will be against the Bruins and Nash Carter, his first and the team first. 16:32 left to play in the first half. Durham on the baseline will throw it in, gets it into the corner for Stewart. Stewart trying to drive it and Mix. Gets himself underneath the rim, turns around, scores it off the window and one. So Jevin Stewart off to a good start for this Cardinals team in the early going. Has 4 points and a couple of blocks to his credit. And we'll be at the free throw line trying to complete the old-fashioned three-point play, but first we're going to get a substitution. As into the game for the first time will come Antoine Robinson. Free throw on the way by Stewart, rattles out, and the rebound taken away by Ingram and the Bruins. Glenn into the forecourt, far side for Bishop. And now back to the top for Nash. Robinson on that far wing, trying to get it on the baseline for Ingram, passed on it, instead reverses the ball to the near corner for Carter. Carter got up in the air, got hit from behind, and will get himself to the free throw line. So again, this is a Cardinals team we don't know a whole lot about, but through the first just about 4 minutes, we've learned a little bit about them, in particular with Jevin Stewart, a big-time shot blocker for this group, and has been the focal point on both ends of the floor through the early moments. Carter will be at the line for a pair. Free throw on the way, rolls off the front of the rim and off. So one more at the line for the senior Carter. Second one is good. So Carter's now got 3 in the game. The deficit is 2 for the Bruins at 7-5. Cardinals able to break some backcourt pressure for the Bruins, as driving it inside is Hewlett. Shovels it off near side for Boyd. Into the lane goes Durham. Durham with a good drop down underneath for Stewart, and Stewart lays it in again. So Stewart's been the focal point, and this Cardinals team has been organized thus far. On the offensive end, have been able to get good shots so far as Robinson and Glenn play catch side to side. Glenn into the lane, far wing three for Bishop is up and through. Colton Bishop knocks down his first shot. Makes it 9-8 in favor of the Cardinals with 15:30 left to play in this first half. Durham hands it off for Stewart on the near wing. Declines to drive it at Glenn, instead reverse the ball to the far side into the corner. Open three on the way for Chiquette, just checked into the game. And that went off the front of the rim, and the rebound taken away by Tamir Glenn. Glenn to the far side for Bishop, passed on an open three, instead finds Carter. He will fire the three and knock it down. Ash Carter's first three of the ball game. He has 6 of the 11 points in the first half for the Bruins, who have their first lead at 11-9. Cardinals will slow things down on this trip, as on the far wing, Hewlett will fire a three and rattle it in. Second made three of the ball game for the Cardinals. First for Hewlett. Gives the Cardinals the lead back at 12-11. 14:40 to play in the half. Antoine Robinson around the screen from Ingram. Goes with the right-handed crossover, lays it up a little bit too strong. Ingram in the right position for the rebound. Put it back up and a foul. Marcus Ingram doing the work, and the seniors doing the work. They have 10 of the 13 points in the game for the Bruins, and Ingram with a chance to make it 11 of the 14. Colton Bishop looked like he was going to get a seat on the bench, but will stay out there. Robert Neal waiting to check in. Trying to complete the old-fashioned three-point play. Free throw from Ingram is good. 5 of the early points for Ingram. He'll come off. Neal will replace him. So good start for the pseudo-senior Marcus Ingram, just a sophomore, but graduating at the end of this semester with an associate's degree. Playing his final game for the Bruins in this building tonight at least. Regionals await starting next week. Jevin Stewart at the top working against Neal. Drives it in from the free throw line. Got the ball poked away by Robinson. Cardinals able to save it though. Stewart gets it back, hangs in the air, lay it up and in with a foul. So Stewart now with 8 and a chance to make it 9 as he ties the game at 14 for the moment. Jevin Stewart has been very, very impressive to start this game as he knocks in the free throw as well. He's got 9. Lead is 1 for the Cardinals at 15-14. Glenn into the corner for Robinson. Quick trigger three, hits off the back of the rim. Long rebound to Stewart. Stewart in transition, leads it ahead for Chiquette, lobs it up for Stewart, who throws it down on the alley-oop. Look out. 11 in the first half for Stewart. 17-14 now in favor of the Cardinals, as the game begins to get a little bit more serious now all of a sudden, as the Bruins seem to be starting to take this Cardinal team seriously. Bishop steps into a long three and knocks it down. Second three of the game for Colton Bishop. He's got 6. The game is tied at 17. Hewitt with the basketball, trying to drive it on Bishop, gets to the baseline, puts up the floater and scores. Deshaun Hewlett now with 5. 19-17 in favor of the Cardinals as Bishop back the other way on the near wing. Bruins with a little bit more impact in their steps right now out there on the offensive end. As Robinson turns the corner, drives the lane, missed the shot, trying to battle for his own miss, but Stewart comes out of there with it again for the Cardinals. Hands it off for Hewlett. Hewlett matched up with Neal. Comes back to the top for Boyd. Boyd steps into a long three, got it again. Second long three-pointer for Ernest Boyd, 22-17, as the Cardinals reestablish a 5-point lead with 12:48 left to play in this first half. Near side, Antoine Robinson with the basketball, around the screen from Bishop. Back to the near side, Neal will fire the three, rattles it off the front of the rim, and the rebound taken away by the Cardinals. Nearly stepped out of bounds did Boyd, but able to save the possession, and now the Cardinals will get into their offense again, leading by 5 with 12:20 left to play in this first half. Driving it inside is Bird, hangs in the air underneath Neal, couldn't get the shot to go, got his own miss back, steps around Neal and lays it in this time. Jevin Stewart has been very, very impressive now with 13 points. The deficit is 7 for the Bruins as Robinson on the far wing. Comes back to the top for Bishop. Around the screen from Neal, pulls up for another three, off the front of the rim this time. Carter taps the rebound, but right into the hands of Boyd. And again, the Cardinals very methodically will slow the game down as Hewlett comes across the midcourt stripe, matched up with Colton Bishop. Bishop swiping at the basketball as Hewlett drives to the baseline, hangs in the air, no, but a foul. So the foul goes against Bishop. And to the free throw line will go Deshaun Hewlett with 11:51 to play in this first half, and the Cardinals already with a 7-point lead, and Coach Howard, I think, wants to talk things over. 11:51 is the time on the clock. 24-17 is the score. The Cardinals with an early lead in this one. We'll be back after this with more on the Bruins Sports Network from Carolina Sports Live. Back here in Winston-Salem on the campus of Piedmont International University, as the Cardinals from Central International University have jumped out to a 7-point lead right now. 24-17 is the score. With the Cardinals on top, and at the free throw line is Deshaun Hewlett. Free throw comes off the back of the rim and off. And so the deficit stays at 7. Stewart getting a breather on the bench right now. Chance Brown into the game for the first time for the Cardinals. Second free throw bounces out as well, and the rebound taken away by Glenn. Near side for Antoine Robinson for the Bruins. Onto the baseline for Carter. Carter going with the crossover, tries to force his way to the rim. Puts up the shot, no good, but a foul. So Carter trying to drive it at Hewlett. At the free throw line will be Carter. Chance to add to his 6 early points. First free throw on the way is up and good. Out of the game will go Robert Neal, and in will come Justin Poitras.
Yeah, Justin!
And one more to come for Nash Carter. Second one, good. 8 points in the game for Carter. The deficit is 5 for the Bruins at 24-19. And the Cardinals now with the basketball as Durham into the corner for Brown. Comes back to the top as they reverse the basketball against this zone defense for the Bruins. Durham tries to drive it inside, couldn't get anywhere. Instead will kick it out for Hewlett. Back to Durham, fires the quick trigger 3. It's off the front of the rim. Rebound taken away by Chiquette, but they're going to get an over the back foul. It's going to go against the Cardinals. And the Bruins will get it back as Keon Jones checks in for the first time, and out of the game will go Tamir Glenn. Chappelle Parker-Turner into the game for the first time as well, replacing Nash Carter. So only Colton Bishop as the starter out there right now for the Bruins. Robinson to the top for Poitras. Hands it off on the wave for Parker-Turner into the corner for Robinson. Robinson trying to get it down low, couldn't get it there. Instead reversed the ball to the near side for Bishop again. Bishop around the screen from Poitras to the top for Jones. A 3 off the back rim, no. A long rebound comes out of there to Boyd. Boyd will push it into the forecourt. Skips it to the far side for Durham. Durham right down the lane. Right-handed scoop shot is up and good. TJ Durham with his first bucket. It's a 7-point lead again at 26-19. Cardinals on top with 10:30 to play in the first half. Parker-Turner down low inside for Poitras, backing his way in. Double team, gets the shot up on the rim, but is fouled. At the free throw line will be Justin Poitras, who checks in and makes an immediate impact. So it'll be Poitras at the line for a pair. First free throw on the way is up and good. So one more to come for Poitras, the 6'6 freshman. Second one on the way is up and good as well. So Poitras with an early impact in the game cuts the Bruin deficit to 5 at 26-21 as the clock runs now with 10:20 to play in the first half. Ernest Boyd into the forecourt to the far side for Hewlett. Back to the near side for Boyd. Matched up with Parker Turner, lobs it over the top into the lane for Stewart, who just checked back in. Stewart gets a shot blocked inside by Poitras, and the loose ball on the floor scrambled for, taken away by the Cardinals, and a layup is good for TJ Durham. Keon Jones just never was able to put two hands on the basketball, and Durham rips it out there and lays it in, and it's a 7-point deficit again at 28-21. Bishop around the screen from Poitras, gets it to Robinson in the corner, back to Bishop, near side for Parker Turner, tees up an open three, hits off the front of the rim, long rebound, taken away by the Cardinals for a moment, but it comes right into the hands of Poitras again, and a reset of the shot clock as the Bruins get the ball back. And they'll back it out and run some offense. Robinson with a right-hand dribble, down low inside for Poitras, barrels over a defender, and it's an offensive foul. Hewlett takes the contact and draws the charge from Poitras, and the Cardinals will get it back, leading by 7. Cardinals with a basketball as they reverse it to the far side for Durham. Durham trying to get it inside for Jevin Stewart, who has been the star of this first half so far. Instead, Durham will take it himself, throws up a wild shot that's no good, and Poitras clears the rebound. Bishop into the forecourt, double team coming, dribbles around it, into the lane, up top for Robinson, pulls up at the free throw line and knocks in the jumper. Good ball movement that time for the Bruins, the best we've seen in a little while, as Robinson gets his first bucket, cuts the deficit to 5 at 28-23 with 8:50 to play in the first half. Hewlett with a basketball out front to the far side for Stewart, matched up with the much smaller Robinson, and now back to the top again for Hewlett. Near side for Boyd, working against Parker Turner. Zone defense again on this trip for the Bruins, driving it inside hard off the window and lays it in. This Chance Brown, or check that, TJ Durham. 6 in the game for Durham. Lead again is 7 for the Cardinals at 30-23. Robinson goes away from the screen from Carter back into the game. Carter will tee up an open three and knock it down. Nash Carter with his second three of the ball game. He's got 11 first half points. And the Bruins within 4 at 30-26 with 8:05 to play in this first half. Onto the baseline, trying to get it for Durham. Couldn't get it there. Instead, the pass deflected and stolen by the Bruins. Bishop into the forecourt, hands it off for Carter. Carter with a left-hand dribble, sweeps it across the lane, layup a little bit too strong, and the rebound, though, on the weak side to Bishop. Reset of the shot clock for the Bruins. Carter gets it back, triggers the three from the corner, no good, and a weak side rebound for Durham and the Cardinals. Durham into the forecourt, hands it off on the weave out front with Hewlett. Hewlett down low inside for Stewart, touch pass under the basket for Durham, and Durham with the layup. Good ball movement for the Cardinals, pushes their lead back to 6 at 32-26, 7:30 to play in the half. Carter trying to spin his way around Brown, couldn't get there, instead backs away. Gets a screen now from Poitras, drives it inside. Poitras gets it back on the pick and roll and lays it in. Nice job by Nash Carter and Justin Poitras hooking up on the pick and roll play. Poitras lays it in, his first field goal. He's got 4, and the deficit is 4 at 32-28. Boyd on the far wing, comes to the near side for Stewart, into the lane. Durham with the jumper that rolls off, and the rebound to Carter. Carter up the far sideline, leads it ahead for Robinson. Robinson thought about the step back three, instead pulls it out to the top for Bishop. Near side for Parker Turner, into the corner for Carter. Carter getting ready to go to work on Durham, drives it on the baseline, throws it up into the hands of Poitras, across the free throw line, up top for Bishop, fakes the three, drops it off on the baseline. Poitras clears some space, finds Robinson, free throw line area for Parker Turner, too strong off the rim. Rebound taken away by Hewlett and the Cardinals. Hewlett speeds it into the forecourt, gets into the lane, got stripped from behind by Parker Turner, out of bounds, last touch off the Cardinals, or off the Bruins I should say, and it'll stay with the Cardinals as Tamir Kalin and Marcus Ingram return. Poitras will sit, as will Parker Turner. A good stretch for Poitras in that exchange a few moments ago. Cardinals with the basketball, 17 on the shot clock, 6:10 left to play in this first half. As Jevin Stewart, after a quick early burst, has been quiet the last few minutes. Now looks like he's going to go to work on Ingram. Stops at the free throw line to the near side for Boyd. Boyd working against Tamir Glenn, steps away, down to 1 on the shot clock. Boyd realizes it late, fires a 3 that's off the front of the rim, and the rebound taken away by the Bruins. Bishop into the lane for Ingram, right-handed layup, a little bit too soft. I think got caught in the air and didn't realize where he was. Out of bounds, last touch off of Ingram, they'll say, and it will be Cardinal basketball. Still trailing by 4 are the Bruins with 5:45 left to play in this first half. Cardinals with the basketball is Hewlett. Boyd and Durham play catch side to side against the zone. Hewlett's going to fire a tough 3 that's off the front of the rim. Rebound taken away by Carter and the Bruins, who will come back the other way. Carter with the lead ahead for Glenn into the corner on the far side of the floor. Glenn picks up his dribble, spins it to Carter, stops at the free throw line with a little hesitation dribble, got up in the air, lay it up, no, but a foul. Good job by Carter weaving his way through the Cardinal defense that time. Gets himself to the free throw line for a pair, and we'll get substitutions coming for the Cardinals. Chiquette set to check back in, and set to come into the game for the first time will be Queonte Parham. But first, a couple of free throws coming for Nash Carter. Carter on senior day with 11 first half points, has a chance to cut the Cardinal lead to 2 if he can make both of these. First one is good. Parham and Chiquette check in. Durham and Brown will get a seat. And one more coming for Carter. Second free throw for Carter. A little bit too strong, and the rebound taken away by the Cardinals. So the deficit at 3, 32-29, as the Cardinals have gone quiet offensively the last few minutes. The Bruins not able to make them pay for it yet, though. Far side of the floor for Chiquette. To the top for Hewlett. Trying to get it for Stewart, matched up against Carter. Instead, Hewlett will use a screen from Stewart, dribble into the corner, now comes back to the top for Stewart. Down to 9 on the shot clock. Boyd with the basketball, finds Stewart, fires a contested 3. It's off the back of the rim. Good rebound that time for Colton Bishop, who had good position. Leads the break ahead for Carter. Pulls up for the 3 from the far wing. Got it again, Nash Carter. His third three-pointer of the half. He has 15 first half points, and we are tied at 32. Jevin Stewart with the couple of long strides into the lane. Tried to drop it off on the baseline for Parham. Pass a little bit out ahead of him, though, and the ball back over to the Bruins on the turnover. Into the forecourt, Tamir Glenn gives it off to Carter. Pulls up for 3 again. Off the front of the rim. Rebound taken away by Stewart and the Cardinals. Little heat check that time from Nash Carter. He's already made 3 of those today. Nearly got that one to go as well. Is driving it inside as Boyd. Step back jumper over Ingram is good. Ends the drought for the Cardinals. Does the jumper by Boyd. Tough little step back. Gives the Cardinals the lead at 34-32. 4:04 left to play in this first half as Tamir Glenn looking to give the Bruins the lead. That's off the front of the rim, though. And the rebound taken away by Parham. Cardinals into the forecourt with the basketball. Boyd onto the baseline for Stewart. Pull-up jumper from 18 is no good. Rebound tapped around. Came down to Ingram for a moment. Ingram not able to secure it, though. And then on the deck is a Cardinal player, and it'll be a foul against Ingram. Hewlett was the one who was fouled, as the Bruins were kind of battling each other for that rebound. And unfortunately, kind of got it swiped away on the deflection by Hewlett. 16th foul against the Bruins in the half. Second on Ingram. Cardinals will inbound on the baseline with 3:46 to play in the half. Hewlett will throw it in. Lob it up high for Boyd. Fresh shot clock now for the Cardinals. Stewart just inside the three-point line, matched up with Bishop, skips it to the far side, onto the baseline for Hewlett, steps into the corner and launches a 3 off the front of the rim. No, good position by Bishop for the rebound, and a foul that's going to go against the Cardinals as Parham, trying to back Colton Bishop out of the rebounding position, is going to be whistled for the foul. That the 7th team foul against the Cardinals, and the first on Parham, so it'll be Colton Bishop at the free throw line for a 1-and-1. Bruins will be shooting free throws the rest of the half. Both teams will, in fact. First of the 1-and-1 for Bishop is no good. In there for the rebound is Ingram. Put back good and a foul. Second and 1 opportunity for Marcus Ingram. Ties the game at 34. And a whistle and a timeout A 30-second timeout for Coach Johnson and the Cardinals. Good to see Coach Johnson join us some 12 minutes into the game. And with 3:31 left to play in this first half, we are tied at 34 with Marcus Ingram, an opportunity to give the Bruins the lead in just a moment. So the Bruins got stung a little bit in the early going, maybe did not take this Cardinals team seriously. I'm not going to lie to you, I don't think many people did coming in here, particularly when you watch them in warm-ups playing knockout with each other and without a coaching staff that arrived here tonight. But Jevin Stewart certainly changed the mood in this building very quickly after he scored 11 very quick points to get the Cardinals as much as a 7-point lead. That also sent us furiously scrambling to find out exactly who Jevin Stewart is. But now Marcus Ingram, as the Bruins have kind of awakened over the last 5 or 6 minutes and have taken some of the Cardinal offense away, has a chance to give the Bruins the lead here at the free throw line. Is 1 for 1 today. Free throw is good, and the Bruins retake the lead. 35-34 with 3:30 to play in this first half. Far side of the floor is Hewlett, drives it inside through traffic, layup too strong, rebound battled for Tamir Glenn among the trees, comes out of there with it, and he has the basketball for the Bruins, looking to extend their lead, and then a reach-in foul from behind against Hewlett. That's the old compounding one mistake with another by Hewlett there, as he missed the layup in tight and then compounds the mistake with a foul 85 feet from the hoop. Second on Hewlett, that the 9th on the team, and so now Tamir Glenn will be at the line for another 1-and-1. The next foul will put the Bruins in the double bonus. First free throw, good. First points of the half for Tamir Glenn, the 6-foot sophomore. Gives the Bruins a 2-point lead as Justin Poitras gets set to return. He'll check back in for Ingram. Both he and Nash Carter have had excellent first halves playing in their final home game in this building. Ingram exits with 8. Glenn at the free throw line. Second free throw rolls off. Cardinals with the basketball, moving from left to right as we approach the 3-minute mark of this first half. Hewlett and Boyd play catch side to side against this zone defense for the Bruins. Hewlett on the far side of the floor to the free throw line area. Driving it inside is Stewart. Goes up against 2 defenders. Lays it up a little bit too strong. Mix taps the rebound away from Stewart, but out of bounds, and the Cardinals will keep it with a fresh shot clock. And Stewart has presented all kinds of problems for this Bruins team early on. Tried to quickly throw it in for Boyd, but it's stolen away by an alert Tamir Glenn. Glenn goes in with a right hand, lays it up and scored, and a foul. Tamir Glenn with his first field goal of the ball game. Jevin Stewart points at his chest and says, "My bad." He tried to catch the Bruins sleeping there on the inbounds pass. Tried to quickly throw it in for Boyd, who was unguarded at the top, but Tamir Glenn was paying attention. Steps in with the steal. Draws the foul from Boyd, his second, and Glenn at the free throw line converts the 3-point play. Glenn has 4 quick points. The lead is 5 for the Bruins at 39-34, their largest of the night. Hewlett to the far side for Stewart, drives it in at Parker Turner, lay it up, no, but a foul. Every time the Cardinals need a basket, they go right for Stewart. Mix gambled, tried to get the steal, came up empty, and that left the much smaller Parker Turner one-on-one with Stewart, took him right to the rack, draws contact, and will go to the line. Second trip to the stripe for Stewart, who completed a free throw to convert an and-one opportunity. Now is 2 for 2 at the line and has 14 points. Robert Neal back into the game. Troy Mix will sit. The foul a moment ago was on Poitras, his second. Free throw for Stewart is good. So Stewart's now got 15 in the game. That stops the bleeding for the Cardinals, who trail by 3 at 39-36. Tamir Glenn back to the top for Colton Bishop. Parker Turner into the corner for Neal, trying to get it down low inside for Poitras. Couldn't get it there. Instead reversed the ball back to the top with 17 to shoot for the Bruins. Bishop around the screen from Poitras, gets it back to him on the roll. Poitras up with a right-hand layup, no, but a blocking foul. If that's on Hewlett, that's his third, and Hewlett has been a strong contributor for this Cardinal team in the first half, and they are not what you would call deep on the bench over there with just 7 guys, one of whom showed up half an hour late. And at the free throw line will be Justin Poitras. He'll have 2 opportunities after we get the sweat mopped up. Hewlett got himself caught way under the basket. Had no chance to take the charge on that. Probably would have been better served to just let Poitras dunk that and go back to the other end. third foul on Hewlett, the 10th on the team. Get a substitution in a moment for the Cardinals as well, as Chance Brown waiting to get back in. And at the line, Poitras, first free throw is good. So Poitras has 5 points off the bench so far for this Bruins team. Pushes their lead back to 4. Hewlett will sit with the 3 fouls. Chance Brown returns for the Cardinals. Second free throw for Poitras, too strong off the rim. Loose ball taken away by Stewart. Cardinals back in transition. All the way to the rim goes Chiquette. Lays it up, no, but the rebound taken away by Poitras and the Bruins. Up the far side of the floor is Glenn. Glenn with the crossover, uses the screen from Neal and Poitras. Not able to get anywhere, though. Picked up in a switch by Parham. Glenn looks like he wants to take him off the dribble. Uses the screen from Poitras into the corner for Neal. Neal across the painted area for Parker Turner. Down low inside for Poitras. Drives it inside, picks up his dribble. Gets it back for Bishop with 6 to shoot. Up top for Glenn. Up fakes the 3. Step back. Fire it now. Got it! Tamir Glenn with the step back 3 as the shot clock winding down. Gives the Bruins a 7-point lead, and now there's a steal by Tamir Glenn. 2-on-0. Glenn will lay it in with the right hand. So Tamir Glenn, after a quiet first 10 minutes or so, has 9 quick points in the last 3 minutes. And with 1:15 to play in the half, it's a 9-point lead for the Bruins. 45-36. Boyd with the right-hand dribble, hangs in the air with the floater, too strong. Rebound taken away by Glenn, who's been a major impact the last few minutes. Glenn all the way to the rim, puts up a shot, got it blocked. Neal in the right place for the rebound, and the putback is good. Robert Neal with the basket, his first. The lead is 11 for the Bruins, 47-36. Crowd wants defense, under a minute to play. Stewart into the corner, open 3 for Chiquette, off the front of the rim, no. Neal with the rebound, and the Bruins back the other way. Long lead ahead pass for Parker Turner. Gets to the rim, left hand layup, no good. Neal in there for the miss, got tied up inside, and a foul. So after a lackadaisical start to this game, the Bruins have really turned it up the last few minutes, and now we're going to get a whistle and a timeout, a 30-second timeout for Coach Johnson and the Cardinals, who trail this game by 11 after leading by as many as 7, and they were in firm control of the tempo of this game earlier. But it is all Bruins right now, and you look at some of the guys that have really contributed off the bench and in some key roles over this final 7 or 8 minutes that have seen the Bruins turn this game around. Justin Poitras off the bench with 5 points. Robert Neal with playing with a lot of energy as well, and then Tamir Glenn, who was very quiet to start this game with the first 10 minutes, has 9 in the last 6. Robert Neal will be at the free throw line when we come out of the timeout. Final game of the regular season for the Bruins. This will officially go down as an exhibition game, but it feels a little bit more serious than that now after the way the game started. It'll be Neal at the line for a pair. First free throw on the way, halfway down and out. Second free throw on the way for Neal is good. 1 of 2 at the line for the sophomore Robert Neal. Pushes the advantage to 12, and now the Bruins defensively are going to get a little bit more aggressive, trying to throw a little bit of pressure at this Cardinal team. Chiquette, though, drives it along the baseline, a little bit too soft on the layup, and the rebound taken away by the Bruins. Shot clock is off, 17 seconds to play in the half. Parker Turner will run the point. Being shaded to his left by Stewart. Picked up in a switch now by Parham. Drives it into the corner for Bishop. Down low inside, try to get it for Poitras, who wasn't paying attention with 1 second left. Stewart fires it off the rafters, and that'll be the end of the first half. So after the Bruins fell behind early in the first half by 7 and looked a little bit lackadaisical, the Bruins really cranking things up over the final 10 minutes, and they lead it by 12 as we go to halftime. 48-36 is the score. Back with more after this as we begin our halftime coverage here on the Bruins Sports Network from Carolina Sports Live.
Over the past few years, Piedmont International University has been moving up the ladder in both state and national rankings in a variety of categories. I am excited to announce yet another award, as Piedmont was recently recognized for having one of the top 10 best online master's degrees in leadership in the entire United States. Other universities in the top 10 list include schools like Johns Hopkins University, Gonzaga University. An award like this does not come without an excellent curriculum, outstanding faculty, affordable tuition, and flexible online delivery that utilizes cutting-edge innovation and maximizes the use of technology and the internet. Piedmont's faculty are noted for their professional guidance and instruction, as well as their relational care for each and every student. Our students are the most important ingredient to the success of our leadership programs. And graduates of these programs are doing amazing things, as many have been recognized for their exceptional leadership as school administrators, ministry leaders, medical practitioners, military personnel, pastors, entrepreneurs, business leaders. Allow me to share just a few examples of what some of our leadership graduates are doing. The list includes the CEO of a major automobile manufacturing factory here in the United States, the chancellor of a nationally known public university, the national HR director for a major grocery store chain, the administrators of a number of significant schools, and pastors of many key significant churches. Our graduates are demonstrating outstanding leadership in key roles across the country and all around the world, and we couldn't be more proud. Over the past few years, Piedmont International University has been moving up the ladder in both state and national rankings in a variety of categories. I am excited to announce yet another award, as Piedmont was recently recognized for having one of the top 10 best online master's degrees in leadership in the entire United States. Other universities in the top 10 list include schools like Johns Hopkins University, Gonzaga University. An award like this does not come without an excellent curriculum, outstanding faculty, affordable tuition, and flexible online delivery that utilizes cutting-edge innovation and maximizes the use of technology and the internet. Piedmont's faculty are noted for their professional guidance and instruction, as well as their relational care for each and every student. Our students are the most important ingredient to the success of our leadership programs. And graduates of these programs are doing amazing things, as many have been recognized for their exceptional leadership as school administrators, ministry leaders.
Back here at courtside on the campus of Piedmont International University, where the Bruins have themselves a 12 lead at the break after 20 minutes of action. 48-36 is the score. Dave Shook with you here at courtside. Mason Cox, our producer, engineer, cameraman, and just about do everything else, man, as the Bruins have themselves a 12-point lead in a game that looked like it was headed in a very different direction early on. This Cardinals team coming in here without much information about them. We didn't really even have a roster for them until a couple of minutes before game time. And so there weren't a whole lot of expectations about the competitiveness of this game here tonight, but Jevon Stewart very quickly changed the narrative on that for the Cardinals as he scored 11 points in the early going, and the Cardinals had themselves a 7-point lead after about the first 7 minutes of action in this game. And that's when the Bruins kind of got warmed up here on senior night. Nash Carter, Marcus Ingram combining for 23 first-half points. And then off the bench, Justin Poythress, Robert Neal, and Tamir Glenn in the starting lineup as the point guard. Over the final 10 minutes, really put this Bruins team on their back and helped to steady the tide and really get this thing moving in the right direction. And very quickly, the Bruins took control of this game and now have themselves this lead at 48-36. some of the leading scorers in the ball game. Just one player in double figures for the Bruins. It is Nash Carter, who has 15 points in the first half. Jevin Stewart, the aforementioned player who kind of changed the narrative of this game, had 11 points early in the game, but only 4 since then for 15 total to share game-high honors with Nash Carter. So that's a look at how we got here. We'll take a look at all the first half numbers coming up here in just a few moments as we continue with our halftime coverage on the Bruins Sports Network from Carolina Sports Live.
Yeah. Low. Yeah. 360 in the contract. Never that. I just take the contact. I bring it back. I'm running on the fast break. Behind the back. Yeah, this that penny with the shack.
If he's passing me the rock, it might not get it back. They never gave a hand, now they wanna give me that. I don't know where you been. I got fear of God, ain't no fear of man. These them air minios, yeesh, need a pair of them.
LA, man, I feel like magic. LA, I can't stand the traffic. West side for the vacation. Yeah, Westbrook on the isolation.
Yeah. So New York City gotta keep it Mickey Mantle, the bubble jacket with the pimpy winkle camo, From Argentina, it's a military issue, And Lloyd said don't mix the pitbull with the shit, so don't do it.
I just threw it off the backboard. Game winner, I'm the one they asked for. Magic.
Is the score at halftime here in Winston-Salem on the campus of Piedmont International University. Dave Shook with you here at courtside as we take a look at some of the first half numbers from those opening 20 minutes. A game that, again, saw the Bruins fall behind by as many as 7 in the early going, but come back to lead by 12 as we hit the halftime mark. The leading scorer in the ball game, starting first for the Bruins, is Nash Carter, who had 15 points, 3 made threes to go along with that. Marcus Ingram and Tamir Glenn also in the scorebook, 9 for Glenn, 8 for Ingram in that first half. Elsewhere in the score sheet, 6 for Colton Bishop, as well as 5 for Justin Poitras off the bench. Robert Neal finishing with 3 points in the first half, and Antoine Robinson also with a bucket to round out the scoring for the Bruins in that opening half. On the other side for the Cardinals from Central International University, the leading scorer in the ball game, Jevin Stewart, who had 11 points in the early going, but was largely kept in check over the final 10 minutes of that first half or so, finishing with just 15 points in the first half. TJ Durham also contributing 8 points, along with 8 points for Ernest Boyd, and then 5 points to round out the scoring in the first half for Deshaun Hewlett. So that's a look at the leading scorers from the ball game through the opening 20 minutes. Both teams are coming back onto the floor now for second half warm-ups. We're about 5 minutes away from the start of the second half, so we'll take a quick look at some of the second half keys to the game here now as the Bruins, I think certainly the defensive effort has got to be maintained over these final 20 minutes of action. You saw that if the Bruins play lackadaisically, what can happen in this game as the Cardinals again got off to such a great start as the Bruins kind of let them get wherever they wanted to go in the early going in this game, allowed the Cardinals to gain some confidence, and that's always a dangerous thing when you play against a team like this. If you're the Bruins, is allowing a team like the Cardinals to gain confidence. And so the Bruins, in order to take that away from them over these final 20 minutes, really need to continue to ratchet up the pressure defensively. They've got to deny things in the paint, cannot allow the Cardinals to get going downhill towards the rim. And if they can do those things, you figure this Cardinals team will start to pack it in just a little bit. Not that they're going to quit, but certainly the task will become much, much tougher if the Cardinals are not able to get to the rim, especially with guys like Jevin Stewart. Bruins did a nice job of that over the final 6 minutes or so, really push things out towards the three-point line. So 4 minutes left until we get started with the second half, so we'll take a timeout when we come back. It will be the final 20 minutes of action between the Bruins and the Cardinals here on senior night in Winston-Salem. Back with more after this here on the Bruins Sports Network from Carolina Sports Live.
This program is unique in that it addresses 3 key leadership areas: organizational management, educational administration, and ministry administration.
I would say the payoff is in ways that I never imagined. I never thought I would have such a supportive network. I never thought I would meet such great people who were at different points in their life. I mean, you can be sitting next to someone who's the CEO, and you sit next to people who are doctors. You also sit next to people who are stay-at-home moms who have decided to go back to school. It has enriched me in ways I just never thought a PhD program would.
I have a nuclear engineering technology bachelor's degree. I got an MBA from a secular school, and I knew that there was a whole Christian aspect of leadership. You read the books about Nehemiah, David, Christ himself. And so I wanted to build that into my learning and knowledge, so I started looking for a Christian college.
Piedmont comes across my computer, and they're on the top of all these lists, best this, top that, top 25, top. And I said, okay, this school seems to have a reputation for academic excellence.
The professors, the relationships we're building, and the leadership program is second to none. I'm able to use every single class I've taken in my business, and my business has grown. Not only my business, but I'm able to do community development and train other leaders, young leaders, middle-aged leaders, older leaders, and then I'm able to pass on leadership abilities and skills, to other people.
This program has a number of key strengths. Depending on which concentration, whether it's education or business or ministry, because it's a terminal degree, a PhD, it opens doors of opportunity. God can use this program in so many different ways. In pastoral ministry, it can open doors to greater opportunities to share Christ in different contexts. In organizational management, it opens doors to new leadership positions. For many of our students, that's been their story. And in educational administration, it has done the same as well.
Since I've been in the program, the flexibility of the schedule, because I had to relocate from one end of the country to the other. I had to go to China for 2 adoptions. Last year, my daughter had open heart surgery, so we've been able to work around it.
PIU students, they walk the talk. The professors, they walk the talk. So they lead by example, and therefore their students just emulate and lead by example in the communities they come from. It's just that simple.
To know that not only are my professors top-notch, not only do they know, everything in their field, they're leaders in their field, they're knowledgeable, they're guiding you, they're praying for you. And to know that makes all the difference in the world.
It's cost effective. It got the goal of having the Christian aspect brought into leadership and how that fits all together, and then the staff support.
But if you make the decision and you decide to come, it's the best decision you'll ever make, and you will not be the same afterwards.
I knew I had made the right decision.
Back here at courtside in Winston-Salem on the campus of Piedmont International University, we are just about ready for the start of the second half between the Bruins and the Cardinals here on senior night, as well as the final regular season game of the year for this Bruins team. Regionals coming up next week, but the Bruins playing their final game in this building with Nash Carter and Marcus Ingram both saying goodbye to this building after tonight's game. Carter, an actual senior, Ingram simply graduating as a sophomore with an associate's degree. Wish both of them the best of luck in all of their future endeavors. We'll talk to both after this game is over, as we'll kind of have our own little post-game senior night coming up after this one is done. Bruins with the basketball moving from left to right as we switch ends of the floor here in the second half, as Bishop doing a lot of dribbling at the top, skips it far side. Troy Mix an open 3 on the way as well short, and the rebound nearly for Glenn. Glenn does, though, able to save it as Parham tried to get in there and take that ball away. Now the Bruins do turn it over. Is not able to handle the pass off his shoe tops was Ingram, and the Cardinals will push it back in the opposite direction. Durham tees up a long 3. Got it. TJ Durham, his first 3-pointer of the game. Second player for the Cardinals in double figures. He's got 11. Cuts the Bruin lead down to 9 at 48-39. Just underway in the second half as Carter into the corner for Glenn. Glenn skips it far side for Bishop. Tees up a long three. Got it again. Colton Bishop, who started the first half strong, starts the second half strong as well. That's his third made three-pointer of the game. He's got 9, and the lead is 12 at 51-39. Hewlett playing with 3 fouls, comes to the near side. Durham, another 3. This one no good. Carter's got the rebound for the Bruins. Carter into the forecourt up the near sideline. Uses the screen from Ingram, hands it off for Glenn. Into the far corner now for Mix, trying to get it down low for Ingram. Couldn't get it there. Instead, Tamir Glenn drives into the teeth of that zone defense, finds Bishop, another 3. This one a little bit long, and the rebound taken away on the weak side by Jevin Stewart. Stewart into the forecourt, full head of steam, onto the baseline. Pass deflected by Bishop, loose on the floor. Ingram ties up inside with Parham, and we will get a jump ball. And the possession arrow will favor the Cardinals, I believe, and the Cardinals will keep it. I'm not sure why that's a reset of the shot clock. Nevertheless, the inbound quickly in for Hewlett as the Bruins get caught napping on the baseline that time. 7 points in the game for Hewlett. Lead cut to 10 for the Bruins at 51-41. 18-20 left to play in the second half. As Troy Mix at the top, looking at this 2-3 zone. Cardinals trying to congest the lane at the free throw line area. Ingram will fire a jumper from the baseline and rattle it in. Marcus Ingram has 10 in the game. Second Bruins player into double figure alongside fellow senior Nash Carter. 53-41 as the teams trade baskets to start the second half. Stewart picks up his dribble, lost the basketball, trying to get it inside for Hewlett, and it's taken away by Ingram. Up the near sideline, Tamir Glenn. Glenn with the crossover to the far side for Mix into the corner. Carter, an open 3 on the way. Off the back rim, no. Ingram in the right position for the offensive rebound, and the Bruins get a reset. Glenn takes a look over at Coach Howard for the play call, and now Glenn barking out signals to his teammates. Comes around the screen from Mix to the far wing. Waits for Bishop to pop up to the top, and now Bishop matched up with Chiquette into the starting lineup to start this second half. Finds Ingram on the roll into the corner. Nash Carter spins the ball, fires a 3 and scores. Nash Carter had all day to do his homework, right as mail. Knocks that one down as the Cardinals falling asleep defensively. As Carter now has 4 threes in the ball game. He's got 18 overall, and the lead is 15 for the Bruins. In the lane, scoops it up, no, for Durham inside. Stewart had the rebound for a moment, not able to save it, though, as Ingram comes out of there with it, and the Bruins push back the other way. Tamir Glenn into the corner. Mix thought about the 3, instead comes back to the top. Ingram reversing into the corner. Carter wide open somehow again, and scores again from 3. Nash Carter. Back-to-back plays in the same spot, left wide open, and Nash Carter now has 21, and the lead is 18. 59-41 the score, and that will draw a timeout from Coach Johnson and the Cardinals as the Bruins picking up where they left off over the final 7 minutes of the first half, dominating this game on the offensive end, have extended this lead to 18 at 59-41. Nash Carter has been the big-time offensive player in this ball game so far for the Bruins, extending this lead as he was left wide open on back-to-back three-point attempts. Carter now has 5 made threes in the game to push this out to 59-41. This has been changed to a full timeout, but we're too far into it now, and so we'll keep it here and we'll take the next one. 16:32 left to play in this ball game, and the Bruins now cruising along toward what looks like will be their 14th win of the season, though this one will go down as an unofficial win, as Central International University, and I use the word university loosely, not considered a countable opponent by both the NCAA and the NAIA, and thus will not be counted as an official win here tonight for the Bruins either. But still an opportunity to get some reps in for this Bruins team ahead of the regional tournament coming up next week. Out of the timeout, it will be Cardinal basketball as Hewlett. And Durham to the high post area for Stewart, kicks it into the corner. Hewlett along the baseline, hangs in the air, no, but a foul. That's about the sharpest we've seen the Cardinals look offensively since about midway through the first half, as the nice little touch pass by Stewart gave Hewlett a driving lane. The foul is on Ingram, that's his 3rd. And at the free throw line will be Deshaun Hewlett for his first free throw attempt. That one is good. Troy Mix will come out of the game. Antoine Robinson will return, so the Bruins will go a little bit smaller on the floor now, as Ingram will be the de facto center out there. Second free throw for Hewlett is good. 59-43 the score with 16:25 left to play in the ball game. Bruins in control of this one, as Tamir Glenn at the top of the key with the basketball. To the near side for Bishop. Still in this zone defense are the Cardinals. Carter thought about another three. Instead gets it to the free throw line area for Ingram. Bounces it back to a cutting Carter. Inside for two more for Nash Carter, who has 23 in the game. Making sure that senior night will be a memorable one for him, as he leads all scorers again with 23, and the lead is 18 again at 61-43. Hewlett with a good job to save that high pass. Now drives it with the left hand off the window and in. Good strong drive by Deshaun Hewlett, using his body as a shield. Gets the ball up on the window with the left hand. Antoine Robinson into the corner. Wide open Tamir Glenn for three. Well short. Ingram was there for the rebound. Not able to save it, though, as he steps on the end line. Love the effort out of Marcus Ingram, though, as he'll get a seat on the bench and a well-deserved round of applause for his efforts, as he has been exceptionally aggressive on the glass tonight. Maybe the best we've seen him this season. And back into the game will come Justin Poitras, who had a nice first half in his own right off the bench. Helped spark the rally in the first half for this Bruins team at 5 points in the opening 20 minutes. Jevin Stewart rattles in the three from the far wing. His first real impactful play in quite a while. First made three-pointer for him. He's got 18, and the lead is cut to 13 for the Bruins at 61-48. 15-14 left to play in the ball game. Colton Bishop to the near corner for Robinson. Comes back to the top. Cut off by Hewlett. Now the Bruins will back it out and try to get into a set with 12 to shoot. Robinson across the key finds Glenn cutting to the rim. Tried to switch hands and lay it up with the left. Left it short. Rebound tapped around. Glenn comes out of there with it, and the Bruins get a reset now. Robinson backs up toward the Bruin midcourt logo, being stared down by TJ Durham as he moves to the far side for Bishop. Bishop gets the screen from Poitras, pulls up behind it. Long three, no good, off the window. Rebound tapped right to Robinson, who lays it in. That's twice that the Cardinals got caught fighting each other for the rebound, and the Bruins came out of there with it, and this time Robinson cashes in the loose change, and the Bruins lead it by 15 at 63-48. Durham to Hewlett at the top. Back to Durham, splits a double team into the lane, sweeps across the lane, and got it rejected by Poitras. Durham trying to stretch those arms to get the ball out beyond the arms of Poitras, who just swats it out of bounds. Robert Neal returns. Nash Carter will exit for the Bruins. As the lob in for Stewart. Touch pass for Hewlett, splits the double team at the free throw line, scoops it up, no. Poitras impacting that shot, loose ball on the floor. Hewlett comes up with it, kicks it out for Stewart, the three-pointer off the back of the rim, no. And this time the rebound comes down to Chiquette for the Cardinals, shovels it back underneath Chiquette with the and one opportunity. Good little underhanded shovel pass that time for Hewlett, finding Chiquette cutting along the baseline, lays it up with the foul. First points of the game for Peter Chiquette, and a free throw coming. Free throw on the way is up and good for Chiquette. Completes the old-fashioned three-point play. 63-51 as the Cardinals cut the deficit back to what it was at halftime. Now down to 12 at 63-51. 13:50 to play in the game. On the baseline, Neal comes back to the top for Glenn. Glenn trying to get it inside. Instead comes to the near wing for Robinson. Robinson picked up in a switch by Parham. Now into the lane for Bishop. Outside Robinson. An open three off the front of the rim. Rebound taken away by Hewlett. Cardinals now will push it. Not able to be as deliberate, trailing by 12. Driving it all the way inside as Durham lost the ball on the way up, but they'll get a foul anyway against the Bruins. See who the foul is going to be on, as it looked like Durham was a little bit out of control. Foul's going to be on Neal, so they'll say it came from behind, which makes a little bit more sense. That the second foul on Robert Neal, as Durham rattles in the first free throw. First trip to the line for TJ Durham, who's got 12 in the game. One of three Cardinal players in double figures. Tamir Glenn will get a seat on the bench, and Chappelle Parker-Turner will return. 13:27 to play in the game. Second free throw is good. So the Bruin lead, which was at one point 16, is now down to 10 at 63-53. Still a long way to go in this game. Bruins cannot get complacent, particularly against an opponent that we've seen can put points on the board if you allow them to. Pass deflected off of the fingertips of Poitras, went off the glass. Cardinals trying to leak out ahead of the crowd as Hewlett lays it up, no good. Got his own miss back. Gets it into the lane for Parham. Now back to the top. Durham with the step back jumper. That's halfway down and out. Parham battling for the miss, but it's tapped away by Poitras into the hands of Bishop. Bruins back the other way. Parker Turner in the corner for Robinson. Robinson dribbles away from the pressure from Stewart. Far side for Bishop. Bishop back to Robinson in the corner. Up top, Parker Turner. Up fakes the three. Moves it far wing for Bishop. Cardinals doing a good job moving their feet, but Robinson gets a clean look at a three. It's off the front of the rim, and the rebound to Stewart. Numbers back the other way. 3-on-2 for the Cardinals. Stewart will take it himself. Lost the basketball. It should be a travel, and it is. Check that. It's going to be an offensive foul, they're going to say, against Stewart, who ran over Robert Neal in the process. I thought they were just going to call him for the charge. Or just going to call him for the travel, but instead they get him with a charge as well, as Parham will exit, and into the game will come Chance Brown. 12:33 to play in the ball game. Bruins have gone through a little bit of a scoring drought the last couple of minutes. Lead remains at 10, though, at 63-53, as Robinson, being given that shot from the wing, passes on it this time as the Bruins reverse the ball to the far side. Back for Robinson, now to Parker Turner, again for Robinson. 12 to shoot. Parker Turner for Bishop on the near wing, and then a traveling violation as the Bruins having a little bit of trouble finding their way through that 2-3 zone on that trip for the Cardinals. So the ball back over to the Cardinals, trying to chip away at this 10-point deficit. They've trailed by as many as 16 and led by as many as 7. Durham, far side for Chiquette. Back to the top for Durham. Skip pass into the corner for Hewlett. Drives around. Parker Turner lays it up with the right hand and in. Good strong drive by Deshaun Hewlett, warding off the shot blocker Poitras. He's got 13 in the game, and the deficit now cut to 8 for the Cardinals at 63-55. Dangerous pass. Parker Turner able to save it. Drives the lane. Left-handed layup. Left it short. Rebound taken away by the Cardinals, who want to run. Back the other way. Durham with a good lead ahead for Chiquette. Chiquette left the layup short, though. Rebound taken away by the Bruins. Coach Howard pops up off his stool, tells his team to quickly get up the floor. Bishop fires a long three and banks it in from the top. I'm not big on puns, but yes, the banks are open late here in Winston-Salem. 66-55 the score. Bruins break a lengthy scoring drought as Stewart kicks it to the near side for Hewlett. Hewlett to the free throw line area for Durham. Gets it into Stewart, goes with the up and under. Missed the layup, though, with the left hand. Neal's got the rebound, and then a foul against Stewart behind the play. That's the second on Stewart with 11:07 left to play in the ball game. And the Bruins will get it back. Chance to extend this lead. Cardinals had cut it to 8 before that banked three a moment ago by Colton Bishop. Near side for Bishop, pulls it and fires on the three. That one off the back rim, no. Rebound tapped up nearly in by the Cardinals, but instead they come up with the miss. Back the other way, 2-on-2 as Chiquette drives in and lays it in. 5 in the game for Chiquette, 66-57. 9-point lead for the Bruins. On the baseline, Bishop finding Poitras, couldn't go anywhere with it. Reverse the ball back to the top now for Parker Turner. Down low inside, Neal with the hook shot, rolls it over the front of the rim and in. Good position by Robert Neal, and was able to get that ball over the outstretched arms of Chiquette. As back the other way, Durham challenges at the rim, lays it up and in with a right hand. So Durham very quickly back the other way, has 15 in the game. 68-59 is the score as Poitras inside, lost the handle on the basketball. Neal on the weak side for the rebound, is fouled going back up. Foul's going to be on Stewart. That's his third in the last couple of minutes. And now he'll have to watch himself a little bit, as he has been the primary offense in this game for the Cardinals. And at the free throw line, Robert Neal. First free throw rolls in. 7 in the game. Check that, 6 in the game for Neal, as Poitras and Bishop will sit. Back in the game come Carter and Ingram for the Bruins. Second free throw on the way is good for Neal. Neal now 3 of 4 at the line, has 7 points in the game. 70-59 the score in favor of the Bruins. Still 10 minutes even left to play in this ball game. Jevin Stewart drives it hard inside, lays it up, scored, and the foul. As he drove it right at Carter. That was very, very close to being a traveling violation against Stewart. But instead they'll credit him with the basket in the N1 opportunity, as Stewart now has 20 in the game. Makes it 70-61 with a free throw pending. Free throw is good. Stewart's been impressive, has 21 in the game. And the lead for the Bruins has been cut to 8 again at 70-62. This is the closest the Cardinals have been since the latter stages of the first half. Parker Turner around the screen from Neal. Near side for Carter, around the screen from Ingram. Tries to get into the lane, kicks it in the corner. Parker Turner got his three-point attempt blocked. Carter comes down with it, drops it off for Parker Turner, into the corner for Neal. And a reset now with 10 on the shot clock. Neal on the baseline for Ingram. Ingram goes with the reverse, got it blocked by Stewart. Loose ball taken away by Robinson. 3 to shoot. Ball was still ping-ponging around. Got to get it up on the rim. Ingram lays it up, no, but the shot clock expires first. Good defensive trip that time for the Cardinals. Couple of shot blocks, and then the shot clock violation, and now the Cardinals a chance to get within 5 with a 3. Stewart on the far wing. Back up top for Hewlett. Hewlett backs away from Parker Turner. Moves it over to that far wing, gets it back for Hewlett. Hewlett spins in the lane, laid up with the left hand, and rolls it in. And just like that, it's a 6-point game again at 70-64. Just another Friday night here in Winston-Salem. It seems like every game we get here in this building on a Friday night has been a barn burner. This one shaping up to be no different. Robinson to the near side for Parker Turner. Got the ball poked away, out of bounds. Last touch off of Hewlett. Bruins will keep it, leading by 6 with 8:48 to play in the game. Tamir Glenn, Troy Mix return. Neal and Parker Turner will sit. Glenn will trigger the inbound, lobs it up top for Robinson. Robinson to Carter on the baseline for Ingram. Pulls up for the 16-footer. Oh, wouldn't stay down. Went around the world, but wouldn't drop in. And the rebound for the Cardinals, who have a chance to make this a one-possession game with a 3. Hewlett for Stewart. Far side for Durham. Drives it inside. Got his shot blocked inside by Ingram. Great job by Ingram to hold his ground. Run out back the other way. Tamir Glenn, right-handed layup. No, but a foul. Can't say enough about the job that Marcus Ingram did to hold his ground and come up with that shot block that triggered the run out back the other way. As Glenn, challenging Chance Brown at the rim, draws contact and will go to the line for a pair. Glenn had 9 points, all of them in the last 6 minutes of the first half. Gets his first points of the second half here as he becomes the 4th Bruin player into double figures, now with 10. Still 8:23 left to play in the ball game. Second one for Glenn is good. 11 in the game for Glenn. The lead is 8 at 72-64. 8:20 to play. Across the timeline, Hewlett and the Cardinals. 2-3 zone again for the Bruins on this trip. Durham at the high post area. Gets it into the corner for Brown. Fires a quick trigger 3 and rattles it in. Chance Brown. Everybody can shoot it on this team for the Cardinals. His first made 3. Deficit cut to 5 for the Cardinals at 72-67. Robinson to Carter. Trying to get it to the high post area for Mix. Couldn't get it there. Instead, Glenn shovels it into the corner for Robinson. Tried to get it back to Ingram on the roll. Ingram, though, not able to handle the pass. Off his fingertips and out of bounds. Back over to the Cardinals, who can make this a one-possession game again with a hoop here. Clock running, 7:40 to play in the game. Bruins have led by as many as 16 in this half, but have seen that chopped down to 5 now, as the Cardinals have controlled the pace of play the last 6 or 7 minutes. High post area for Stewart. Trying to drive it on Ingram. Got the ball poked away, but it came right into the hands of Durham with 10 to shoot. Durham tries to force contact. Got the ball taken away. Loose ball taken away by the Bruins. Glenn into the forecourt, into the lane. Layup, no good. Rebound to the Cardinals, who want to run back the other way. Hewlett double teamed and forced to turn around and bring it back to the top and reset things for the Cardinals. Good defense by the Bruins in transition that time. Stewart down low inside, backs his way in on Ingram. Got the ball poked away. Cardinals ripping at it, able to save it though as Durham comes out of there with it. Down to 10 to shoot. Durham around the screen from Stewart. Pulls up at the free throw line. Floater, got it. Wow, what a tough shot that was by TJ Durham. Might have been poked in the eye as well as he went down for a moment. Officials timeout. But it is a one-possession game all of a sudden. It's 72-69. That was a ultra-tough little floater by Durham from the free throw line around the screen from Stewart, and it's a one-possession game at 72-69. 6:48 left to play as we come back to play. Glenn, far side for Carter, up fakes the three, pulls up for the 18-footer from the baseline and knocks it down. Much needed hoop for the Bruins. Nash Carter again comes through when the Bruins need him. He's got 25 and the lead is 4. 74-69, check that, the lead is 5. Math skills are lacking in the broadcast booth over here tonight. Top of the key, Chance Brown fires another three. That one no good. Carter with good position for the rebound, and a reach-in foul is going to go against Queonte Parham, I believe. Carter did a good job establishing position as Parham trying to fight through it. Whistled for the foul, his second. He'll get a seat on the bench. Hewlett will return. And it will be Bruin basketball with a 5-point lead. Colton Bishop returns for the Bruins. Mix will sit. Antoine Robinson will dribble it into the forecourt to the far side for Carter. Back for Glenn, trying to dribble around Hewlett, lost the handle on the basketball and got it back. Now into the hands of Bishop to the top for Glenn. Glenn shut off at the free throw line. Far wing for Bishop, trying to get it down low for Ingram. Ingram catches in traffic, got the ball knocked away, but a reach-in foul, a late whistle. See who the foul is going to be on. In either case, it's going to be the fourth on somebody. And if it's on Stewart, and it looks like it is, that's his fourth. That is a huge foul for this Cardinal team. As Stewart now with 4. Glenn triggers the inbound for Bishop, and then Bishop whistled for the travel as he went for the hesitation dribble, but forgot to put it down on the ground first. So a situation worth watching is Jevin Stewart, who leads the Cardinals right now with 21 points, on the floor with 4 fouls. Not much in the way of depth for this Cardinals team, so choosing to roll the dice and leave him on the floor right now, especially with the game competitive, trailing by 5. Near side, Hewlett triggers an open three, comes up way short, tracks down his own miss momentarily, but the rebound knocked out of his hands and Bishop comes down with it. Bruins want to run. They've got numbers, 4 on 2. Robinson tried to come back for Glenn, but threw it away. Chance Brown with the steal. Back the other way is Durham into the lane. Left-handed scoop shot, no good. Rebound battled for. Brown comes out of there with it. Fall-away shot is good for Chance Brown as the Cardinals just outworking the Bruins for that offensive rebound as they pull back within 3 at 74-71. And now a whistle and a timeout for the Bruins, who have seen their 16-point lead whittled to 3 at 74-71. With 5:05 to play in this ball game. It's a full timeout, so we will take it as well. 5:05 to play in the game. Back with the exciting conclusion after this here on the Bruin Sports Network from Carolina Sports Live. Back to action with 5:05 left to play. Out of the timeout, Bruins with a basketball. Carter near wing 3 on the way. Got it again. Nash Carter is not going to be denied tonight. Has 28 points in the game. And the lead for the Bruins is back to 6 at 77-71. 4:50 to play. Bruins need to stop defensively. Hewlett. Play pick and roll with Stewart. Hewlett dribbles to the far wing. Lost the basketball from behind. Out of bounds, though. Last touch off of Carter. Couldn't quite save that steal. Good job by the Bruins, though, as they kind of swarmed Hewlett on that possession. Poked the ball away from behind. Weren't able to come up with the steal, but the shot clock at 12. Hewlett skips it inbounds for Brown. Brown fires the quick trigger 3 off the back rim. Hewlett with good position for the rebound, and the putback is good for Deshaun Hewlett. We were talking about it during the break a moment ago. Cardinals continuing to out-hustle the Bruins for second chance opportunities. Good example of it right there. Down low inside, Ingram to the top. Carter wants another three. He's got another three. Nash Carter with his 6th three of the night. He has 31 points, and the Bruins lead by 7, 80-73. 4:10 to play in the game. Chance Brown, near side. Stewart thought about the three, instead back up top for Durham. Durham tries to hop step in between two defenders. Good drop off underneath, and Chance Brown with the up and under. Lays it in with a right hand. 7 in the game for Brown, all in the second half. Lead is 5 for the Bruins at 80-75. Carter across the perimeter for Glenn. Gets it back and gives it back. Glenn a three. That off the back rim, no. Rebound taken away by the Cardinals. Out ahead of the crowd goes Hewlett. Hewlett hangs in the air, rolls it over the front of the rim with a right hand and in. Hewlett's now got 19 in the game, and it's a 3-point game as the Cardinals refusing to go away. 80-77 with 3:20 left to play. Near side, Colton Bishop thought about the three. Down low inside to a cutting Ingram, who lays it in with a right hand. Good job away from the basketball that time by Ingram, cutting right down the lane, and a good job by Bishop to feed him. 82-77. 3:08 left to play in the game. Hewlett at the top for Stewart. It's going to fire a contested three. It's halfway down and out. Brown's got the rebound. The putback is no good, but a foul. Another offensive rebound for the Cardinals, who seem like they're getting every loose ball right now, which is something Coach Howard undoubtedly will not be happy with, particularly when he's got 13 players on the roster and this Cardinals team has 7 and has only played 6 in the second half. At the free throw line, Chance Brown, who was scoreless in the first half but now has 8 in the second half after that made free throw. Second free throw is no good. Offensive rebound again by Stewart into the corner for Durham. Thought about a three, instead passes on it. Bishop in his jersey. Durham tries to come back to the top for Stewart. Just did get it there as Glenn had a hand on the ball for a moment. 17 on the shot clock. Durham will fire a three. That's no good. Scramble for the loose ball. Out of there into the hands of Glenn. 2-on-1 back the other way. Robinson right hand layup too strong. Rebound tapped around and out of there for the Cardinals. Hewlett right down the lane. Tried to drop it off for Durham. Pass a little bit over the top of his hands though and not able to save it. So the Bruins dodge a bullet there. 2:30 to play in the game, and the Bruins clinging to a 4-point lead at 82-78. Got to continue to run offense. Bishop for Carter on the far wing. Back to the top for Bishop again. Near side for Glenn. Tried to get it to Ingram in the middle, couldn't get it there. Instead Carter probing, not able to get anywhere. Double team coming on the wing, dribbles away from it. Into the corner, Ingram will fire a contested three. It's an air ball, but a weak side rebound, and a lay-in is good for Tamir Glenn in the right place at the right time for Tamir Glenn.
Let's go, finish this!
He's got 13 and the lead is 6. Under 2 minutes to play in the game. Jevin Stewart with a right-hand dribble, forces contact against Robinson, tried to bank it, no good. Robinson comes out of there with the miss, dribbles away from traffic. And with 1:45 left, now the Bruins can think about taking a little time off the clock as Carter maybe got away with a push-off as he comes into the forecourt. A basket here might be the dagger. Up top, Glenn drives around Stewart, and a reach-in foul by Stewart, and that will be his 5th, and he is done for the evening. So Stewart will exit with his 5th foul, with 21 points in the game. We'll also get a timeout from Coach Howard, just a 30-second timeout. And the reason for the timeout is that because of the foul against Stewart, that also the 7th team foul against the Cardinals, so it will be Tamir Glenn shooting a 1-and-1 after the timeout. Now, had that not been a 1-and-1 situation, the Bruins might have been able to think about running some clock, but instead, Tamir Glenn will be at the line with a chance to make this a 3-possession game if he can make both of these. Glenn has 13 in the game, is 4 of 6 at the line on the day. Front end of the 1-and-1 is good. 14 in the game now for Glenn, and the lead is 7. This is a big one here because it would make it a 3-possession game. Second one, yes. 15 in the game for Glenn. The lead is 8, and that puts the Cardinals in a bit of a bind now, particularly with Stewart off the floor. They've got to make up a lot of ground in a hurry with 1:25 to play in the game. Durham trying to do it himself, puts up the floater that's no good. Nearly came down with his own rebound, but not able to save it in bounds. Bruins will get it back and now can run some clock and take this under a minute. We'll see who the Bruins go to looking for the dagger here, as Nash Carter will come across the midcourt stripe. 20 on the shot clock, 1:10 on the game clock. Carter, left-hand dribble, gets all the way to the rim and lays it in. The senior on senior night, appropriately with the biggest basket of the ball game, and that should just about put this one away with 1 minute left to play, and the Bruins now up 10 at 88-78. Brown trying to answer with a 3. It's good. His second 3 of the half. He's got 11, all of them in the second half. The lead is cut to 7 for the Bruins at 88-81. Carter drives around Durham, trying to dribble through traffic and maintain the possession of the basketball, and draws contact with 42.9 on the game clock. And Nash Carter on senior night headed to the line for a 1-and-1 for what will essentially be a curtain call for the senior playing in his final game in this gym. What a night he's had. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 made three-pointers on the night for Nash Carter. 4 for 5 at the stripe. Make it 5 for 6. Carter now with 34. What a night for Nash. Not to be overlooked, Marcus Ingram having maybe his best game in quite a while as well. 12 points on the night as Carter makes both. The two men honored before the game, two of the biggest impact players of the night, as the Bruins look to put the finishing touches on this one. 35 seconds left as Brown forces another 3. This one too strong. Bishop's got the rebound. About a 2-second difference game to shot clock, and this one is in the books. Tamir Glenn dribbles through a triple team, just trying to eat some time off the clock. High post area for Ingram, back to Bishop. Bishop will hold again with about a 2-second difference. And the Bruins look like they'll just eat the shot clock violation with 1 second to play in the game. And will they wave it off? They will. They'll say that's the ball game. So the ball game is over, and the Bruins, after some early struggles, trailed by as many as 7 early in the game, and then saw a 16-point lead, whittled to 2 at one point, but come up with the win here tonight on senior night, 90-81. Nash Carter, 35 points in the win for the Bruins. We'll have the post-game show coming up after this. We'll hear from the two seniors, Nash Carter and Marcus Ingram, coming up after this as we continue with post-game coverage here on the Bruins Sports Network from Carolina Sports Live. Devin.
Yeah. Low. Yeah. 360 in the contract. Never that. I just take the contact. I bring it back. I'm running on the fast break. Behind the back. Yeah, this that penny with the shack.
If he's passing me the rock, you might not get it back. They never gave a hand, now they wanna give me that. I don't know where you been. I got fear of God, ain't no fear of man. These them air minios, yeesh, need a pair of them.
LA, man, I feel like magic. LA, I can't stand the traffic. West side for the vacation. Yeah, Westbrook on the isolation.
Yeah. So New York City gotta keep it Mickey Mantle, the bubble jacket with the periwinkle camo, From Argentina, it's a military issue, And Lloyd said don't mix the pit bull with the shit, so don't do it.
I just threw it off the backboard. Game winner, I'm the one they asked for. Magic. 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 Magic.
Yeah, 4th grade teacher said he need medication.
4 shows, 5 days, I need meditation.
6 deep, Peter Luger made the
Piedmont International University invites you to an evening of worship with the Vertical Worship Band. Vertical Worship in concert Friday, February 16th, 7 p.m. at Triad Baptist Church in Kernersville. An evening with Vertical Worship, Friday, February 16th, hosted by Piedmont International University. For tickets or more information, visit piedmontu.edu. Piedmont
90-81 is the final score here in Winston-Salem on senior night as Piedmont International knocking off the Cardinals from Central International here tonight in Winston-Salem. I'm Dave Shook, and down on the court joining us now is head coach Josh Howard. And coach, senior night, always an emotional night. You've been through this before back in your college days at Wake Forest. Talk to us about what it means to kind of say goodbye to these guys, Nash Carter and Marcus Ingram, both playing their final games here tonight in this building.
It means a lot. I mean, those two guys were my team leaders, my older guys, you know, with their history, and guys that I really depended on to win games for me, you know, and they're definitely going to be missed, but I'm glad I had a chance to coach those guys and leave some of me in them.
Now, lost in all the shuffle of senior night was the fact that, oh, right, we had a basketball game to play tonight. It took your team a couple of minutes to kind of get into this one. But once it got rolling, Nash and Marcus both in the first half, I thought, kind of put the team on their back, and we're not going to let these guys lose this game here tonight.
Yes, they did. I mean, like you said, the two seniors definitely didn't want to lose their last game here. And I know that will play in their mind. So, like I told them, just go out there and play your hardest. Get your mind set for when we get ready for the conference tournament.
Another player that really impacted this game, two guys off the bench I thought that impacted this game, Justin Poitras and Robert Neal.
Yes.
Both gave you guys big minutes up front, especially against a really bouncy athletic team like this Cardinals group. So just tell us a little bit about their impact and what makes them such impact guys for this group off the bench.
Well, there are a couple of guys that are my athletes, and I definitely need athletic guys to compete with teams like this. Especially Justin. Justin probably is the most athletic guy on our team, you know, so
no kidding.
Getting his confidence up and getting his mindset to play the game, you know, night in and night out, and try to get a motor in him, you know, so he can play 100% the whole game will definitely keep him on the court. But his overall confidence today was definitely needed for that carryover into the conference tournament.
Led by 16 in the second half early on, and then all of a sudden it got serious again as that lead got whittled down to 3. And then when it was in crunch time and it was time to make shots, it was Nash Carter again who made sure to put this one away.
Again, he's definitely going to be missed, you know, because of the things he did tonight and other nights. So hats off to him and Marcus for, you know, continuing to play hard on and off the court. And, you know, I'm very, very happy to finish my second season of my career 14-10.
So this game, even though it technically goes down as an exhibition game, this is a real good benchmark for your group. Now you've got a little bit of time before you get ready to play that conference tournament coming up. Yes. What's the biggest thing to work on between now and then?
Execution. Because at this point in the season, there's no more getting in shape, no more learning plays. It's about executing the plays that we know and playing our game. If we realize we're a running team instead of holding the ball, we're going to surprise a lot of teams. We just got to make smart decisions.
Big win tonight, Coach. Thanks so much for your time, and best of luck in the conference tournament coming up in here in a couple of weeks.
Thank you.
Head coach Josh Howard joining us at courtside. 90-81 is the final score as the Bruins pick up the win over Central International. As we take a quick timeout, when we come back, we will hear from our players of the game, Marcus Ingram and Nash Carter on senior night. We'll get a chance to talk about that coming up here in just a little bit after this on the Bruins Sports Network from Carolina Sports Live. Back here at courtside in Winston-Salem on the campus of Piedmont International, where the Bruins come up with the win tonight over the Cardinals on senior night, 90-81. Dave Shook with you here at courtside. Marcus Ingram, one of our two co-players of the game here tonight, joining us at courtside. Marcus finishing with 12 points in the win. And Marcus, before the game, senior night, chance to address the crowd as you play your last game in this building. Just talk about kind of what it's like for you to know that you're playing your last game in this building here tonight.
Just trying to keep my composure because I'm one of the emotional players on the team, and I just know I just overthink stuff, be overwhelmed. You know I have a whole lot of support at the school since day one.
Things started off a little slow when the game got started, but you and Nash both seemed like you kind of had the same ideas, that on senior night there was no way you guys were losing this game. This, I thought, we were talking about it during the break, maybe your best game of the season here tonight. You seemed like you were just everywhere on the court tonight.
Ooh, yes, sir. I have a superstition about last two games I wore 2 brand new pair of shoes. I shouldn't have did that. I should just kept it original, kosher, and kept wearing the same shoes.
Now, as this game moved along, you guys jumped out to that 12-point lead at halftime, and then it was 16 early in the second half. But then all of a sudden it got tight again as the lead got down to 3. What are you guys saying to each other in the huddle to try and keep your spirits up coming down the last couple of minutes?
Ooh, yeah, we just know we had this situation in practice all the time where we get lackadaisical. And we just looked at each other like, let's go. Coach Howard ain't had nothing to say because we done had this situation thousands of times.
Now, we were talking about it during the commercial break just a second ago, but you were saying that the last couple of years you've been sitting at home watching everybody else play in postseason. Now you're going to get the chance to play in postseason coming up here in just a couple of weeks when the conference tournament starts. How excited are you to get a chance to play in March?
I'm excited, man. It's just a blessing to be here, just to be on the court. I forgot to give a shout out to Mr. Joe. He's in the admissions office. He was the guy that always called me before I even came to school. He called me every month just to make sure I was still coming to Piedmont, not even just to play basketball, but to get an education, get a degree, because I have a 5-year-old son, so I'm trying to make a better life for him.
Now, you've been here for just a couple of years, but tell us about maybe some of your best memories as a Bruin.
Oh, my best memories, going into the CAF, going into the administrator's office and all of them having candy and on their desk. So, you be hungry some days. You just go in one of their offices and they go, you can have as much candy you want. So
it's the little things, right?
Yes, sir. That's all I love is the simple things, just like this win tonight. I mean, yeah, it's senior night, but I'm just thinking more about the win.
90-81 the final score. Marcus Ingram, congratulations on the win, buddy.
Thank you. Have a blessed night.
Marcus Ingram finishing with 12 points. One of our players of the game here tonight as the Bruins push their record to 14-10 on the season. Conference tournament postseason coming up here in just a couple of weeks for them. We'll talk more about that in just a little bit, but we're going to hear from our other senior on senior night here. Nash Carter's going to join us now as he steps in front of the banner here at midcourt. Nash, we've done this before with you, where we've talked after wins and we've talked after big games for you, but senior night's got to be special, I think, too, right?
Well, first, let me say it's been a while since I've seen you guys, and I miss you guys. But yeah, senior night it's really special, man. I didn't get to experience this in high school. All this was stripped from me at the last college I went to, so this was special. This meant a lot.
Talk about just some of the emotions going through for you as you come into this last game being played in this building, and maybe some of your best memories being a Bruin here over the last couple of seasons.
Man, I don't know where to start because this whole experience has been one big blessing for me. I guess it was my second chance, honestly, and I'm so grateful for it. Dr. Pettit, he was the first person I met when I came to the school, man, and he's been sort of spectacular to me. The coaching staff, Coach Howard, just the story, his story kind of relates to mine, and that's what connected us. The people around campus, they treat me well. So a lot of my experiences are really off the basketball court, and that's what I'm going to cherish the most. My family, who's been riding with me, sacrificing everything just for my pleasure and my happiness, and I appreciate them a lot. I didn't get to say everything I wanted to say in the speech because I was starting to get choked up. I didn't want y'all to see me cry, so I cut myself short. But the memories on this court, man, it's too many to explain. Just battling with my teammates every night, man. And another hard one. I think we let senior night and the hype of it get to us, so we didn't come out here with the sense of urgency that we normally have. But digging in and playing with them, man, it's the best memory, man. And we went out with a win, so I'm more than happy.
And you personally went out with a big night here tonight, finishing with 35 points. And every time this game got interesting in the second half, especially when they cut it to 3 at one point, You seemed like you had the big baskets. You weren't going to let this team lose tonight, were you?
No, I couldn't. Not on senior night. Man, that locker room, that going back into that locker room with a loss. No, I wasn't trying to go in there with that. So, no, I definitely wasn't trying to let us lose. And I'm just glad we pulled out the win, man. I'm glad we came together. And I beat the guy over here on the bench. He was in my wedding. He was my best man.
No kidding.
Yeah.
That's
so it was kind of personal, and then then it wasn't.
Now, we were talking to Marcus a minute ago, and he was telling us about how the last couple of seasons he's not had a chance to play basketball in March. Now, you guys as a team get the opportunity to do that here coming up here in just a couple of weeks with conference tournament starting and then the regionals as well. Talk about what it means to you in your senior season to get a chance to play postseason basketball for this university.
I'll tell you what, we will not be coming home early this time, and that's really what I want to leave it at. And we definitely we're gonna come back with a ring, and we're gonna come back and we're gonna add a banner to that lonely one up there.
It's a bold prediction, but we like it.
No, I'm telling you because I don't like the way we went out last year. And I say that as humble as possible. If I have something to do with it, yeah.
Hey, you got to believe it, right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
There you go. 90-81 the final score. Nash Carter, one of our players of the game, finishing with 35 points. Nash, congratulations on the win. Best of luck down the road. Not just in basketball, but in life.
Thank you.
90-81 the final score. Thanks a lot, Nash.
Yeah, have a good one.
90-81 the final score as we wrap things up here on our post-game coverage. Again, the Bruins will be in action again starting on March the 8th as part of the conference tournament and an opportunity also to play in the regionals and some postseason play as well. And you heard Nash Carter hoping that this team not coming home early from the postseason this time. And if Nash's will in this game was any indication, I wouldn't bet against this team at all. 35 points in the win for Carter, and the Bruins win it 90-81 here tonight to finish the regular season at 14-10. It's been a lot of fun this season bringing you Bruins basketball here on the Bruins Sports Network from Carolina Sports Live, our very first inaugural season of Bruins basketball here on the Bruins Sports Network. I want to thank everybody for being a part of it, including our producer, engineer Mason Cox, Devin Ferguson, the director of marketing here at Piedmont International, Greg Eichin, the athletics director, as well as Luke Brenham, who is our cameraman tonight, helping to bring you all of this season's action. So once again, I'm Dave Shook here at courtside. The final score 90-81. The Bruins win it over Central International University, and you heard it all right here on the Bruins Sports Network from Carolina Sports Live.